Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the top 50 cryptocurrencies by market cap. We're going to start with Immutable X, IMX at number 1, followed by OKB, AAVE, CRO, FIL, Render, ARB Injective, MNT, and then we end it with Op at number 10. Let's get straight into it. IMX against BTC, clearly under the skinny incline. Are we reversing from here? Not too sure. We took out the lows here though. And does this look like a bullish reversal? Yeah, potentially. Inverse head and shoulders, you see this? Holding is the left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. Pam! But we have the skinny incline though, acting as resistance, which will coincide with the noisy area over here. You see that, boys and girls? So there could be a little spike coming on for IMX. Right, we might just stop here though. There's a small little noisy area at around 3,000 sats. So this would be like a 28, maybe 30% kind of a move for IMX against BTC. IMX against USD, we are still under the skinny incline. To me, IMX is in a bearish trend. If anything, I'm anticipating IMX to hit much lower. We're just heading towards the skinny incline just to touch it. So I suspect that once we touch it, we will see some sort of a reversal back down. And after that, this whole thing could be a bearish continuation as we head lower for IMX against USD. I am still biased bearish for IMX USD. I mean, of course, you know, we could just spike all the way back up, right, to like, I don't know, $4, maybe 360. Stopping short of taking this out. But as it stands, I am biased bearish for IMX. OKB against BTC. Here we are for OKB. OKB is still in a bearish trend. I still suspect we're going to clear these lows. Look at these wicks. We always clear the wicks. Not always though. We didn't clear the wicks here. But I suspect we're getting lower. Right, this whole thing is a rising channel. So I'm anticipating a little bit more downside for OKB against BTC. Against USD, OKB is... yeah, I'm also assuming they're going to clear all of these classes of cells eventually. So more downside to be expected for OKB. AAVE Ghost. AAVE against BTC. Where are we for AAVE? AAVE is above the skinny incline. So AAVE might be completing an inverse head and shoulders. You see these, boys and girls? There could be a blast off though. There could be. So again, we'll have to wait and see. If we get a right shoulder over here, that's it. We're heading much higher. We need a few... it's gonna take a few weeks if we were to get a right shoulder. And if we were to go up, there will be significant resistance at around 0.4 cents. And then after that, we could go up to 0.8 though. But we'll have to see how AAVE behaves around this area. Right. So yeah, I'm biased bullish for AAVE. And we're also above the skinny incline. That's why we need to see whether if it stays above the skinny incline to form a right shoulder over here. Then it has chance. It has a chance to go a little bit higher. So we're gonna have to see what develops for AAVE around this area against BTC. Against USD, AAVE is also above the skinny incline. So potentially, just by looking, right, there is a very noisy area over here. So I'm assuming that we'll hit above $300, right, if things really turn bullish. So from where we are to 300, it's about close to 197% towards the upside, right? Plus minus. My assumption is that we're going to clear these classes of buys here. Pam! We might overshoot it though to clear this wick. And after that, yeah, things could get really brutal, right? If we were to form a wave C, this whole thing could be a very, very big ABCDE in preparation for 2028, 2029. So you need to hit the red button and sell your AAVE if and when the time comes, right? Above 300 is my take. So yeah, there you go. That's my take for AAVE. Cronos, CRO against BTC. Here we are for Cronos. Still clearly under the skinny incline. Still in a bearish trend. We're still anticipating... yeah, we're not sure what's happening. CRO BTC against USD. We are under the skinny incline as well. I suspect we're heading much lower. We're probably getting a bearish continuation and heading a little bit lower. Sure, things could turn bullish, but nothing much for us to work with at the moment for Cronos. Filecoin against BTC. Here we are for Filecoin. Filecoin is super bearish, right? But I see just marginally lower lows. So there could be a sudden spike coming on towards the skinny incline. So watch out for this sudden spike for Filecoin. Against USD, Filecoin is, yeah, again, like I was saying, if it spikes towards the skinny incline on the BTC pair, it will very likely head towards the skinny incline on the USD pair as well. So a little bit more upside for Filecoin. We'll probably head towards this noisy area, which will take us to slightly above $5. We're at 381. Yeah, so a little bit more upside. But we have a bearish chart pattern. I mean, a bearish target over here at $2. We're still anticipating Filecoin to clear all of these classes of cells eventually. I mean, of course, things can always change, but resistance, yeah, we're under the snake incline. And as long as we're under it, we remain with our bearish bias. Render against BTC. Here we are for render. Render, we still have downside targets. We're still anticipating render to hit lower. In my opinion, I think render is completing a bearish continuation chart pattern over here. Orange. Right. I suspect this could be a descending. It's going to look like a symmetrical. You can call it a symmetrical or descending. Right. At the same time, we could also be getting another head and shoulders here. Head and shoulders here. Again, we'll see how it goes, but we're bias bearish for render. On the BTC pair, on the USD pair, same freaking thing. Look at this. This is a beautiful setup for a bearish continuation towards the downside. Could we be wrong? Of course. But as it stands, this looks bearish to me. Previously, when we saw this, we were like, nope, I think we're going lower. And so eventually, we had a target and we hit the target for render. At the same time, we thought, oh, head and shoulders would be heading lower. But yeah, Powell, announced rate cuts, and so this is affecting the timeline of the continuation, bearish continuation for render. So my assumption is we'll hit the skinny pink line, potentially, may or may not. But my assumption is we are completing a bearish continuation chart pattern, and we're probably going to clear these classes of cells. Where will we head down to? Again, noisy area over here, 240. But I'm assuming that eventually we'll hit the lows here as well. So sub $2 for render. We are preparing for that move lower. Render is a short for me. ARB against BTC. ARB is super bearish. Any signs of life? No. Are we severely oversold? Yes. Could there be a sudden spike up? Yes. Yeah. We could be heading towards here. Right. I mean, of course, there are medium time frame noisy areas, but this is slightly higher. So yeah, a little bit more upside potentially. Again, doesn't look like a bullish reversal yet, so we'll take it one step at a time. Against USD, Arbitrum is also... you know what Arbitrum is doing? The Arbitrum is just mucking around here and there. Any signs of, no signs of life, no reversal, no nothing. So again, we're not going to be forcing anything for Arbitrum. Injective against BTC. Here we are for Injective. We still have a downside target here for Injective, and Injective is clearly under the skinny pink line. So the trend has switched bearish for Injective. If anything, I'm assuming that we're forming big mountains to head lower. But as it stands, yeah, we are in the midst of completing it. So my assumption is potentially clearing all of these classes of buys. Heading towards the skinny pink line. But I'm going to assume that the skinny pink line would act as proper resistance, right? We might get a continuation chart pattern here. Maybe a head and shoulders here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Again, we're not entirely sure. So, yeah, but all we know is that we're under the skinny pink line, and that means that more likely than not, more bearishness towards the downside. Against USD, again, I'm going to assume that the skinny pink line will act as a resistance. Right? We still have our $13 target, and we're still loyal to our $13 target for Injective, which we acquired way back in June. We're still assuming that we're going to get some sort of a bearish continuation chart pattern. Probably rising wedge, rising channel. Not sure. See, rising channels. Yeah, look at these rising wedges. Yeah, so I'm assuming that more likely than not we're heading lower. Sure, there could be a reversal here for Injective. But as it stands, yeah, nope. Mantle against BTC. Let's get it on Bybit. I think we're going to clear these classes of sell. So more downside for Mantle BTC, which means that potentially more downside for Mantle against USD. Let's look at it on Git. Yeah, nope. More downside. We're probably going to clear this as well. We're probably heading towards the skinny pink line, clearing all these classes of buys. Okay, there's no noisy area, right? Maybe here and here. Right, heading towards the skinny pink line. 77 cents, my assumption. Again, no clear chart pattern, so no hard targets. We are remaining fluid. We might just stop at Sorry, we might just stop at like 76, 75. Not entirely sure. So yeah, something like that. Head and shoulders, continue lower. Right. I mean, of course, we could always reverse back up, right? But as it stands, yep, nip, 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 nip. Optimism against BTC. Up against BTC, we are also clearly under the skinny pink line. Super bearish for us. No signs of life. Up against USDT, we are... I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, the assumption is we'll head towards the skinny pink line. Right, again, noisy area over here. So the assumption is that we'll face significant resistance around this area, around sub 250. Hit the skinny pink line as it curves down. Continue lower. This whole thing is a big head and shoulders in the making. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So nope. Up is pretty bearish to us. So stay safe and don't rush into anything and don't do anything that I wouldn't do. Alright, hope you guys have a great weekend ahead of you. See you in the next one. Ta-da!